able to upgrade his bones. This living water can fill up the 5 Great Lakes. I live for olive oil to bless my iron blessed place. There's a limit to wisdom, a limit to mortal desire. Even Ezra the scribe couldn't give us the way to fire. I was chosen to come here before Genesis by the all-knowing, but now in cages like Nicholas. My religious wit is lit like Moses on the 80th, combined with fast from Joe Flavius to save an atheist.
My people going to war. We bringing out the fire. Those heathens we ignore. Cause we know that they're liars. I'm reading in the we reading in the they reading in
In the Scripts Reloaded.
Shalom, Israel. Most High in Christ bless. Thank you for tuning in. This is another episode of In the Scripts Reloaded. Right to my right,
Officer Yakub.
and to my left,
Officer Shamar Judah.
all right, all praises to the Most High. Today we are going to be discussing Donald J. Trump infamous speech that he gave a couple of days ago. Or was it last week? About a week ago, right?
Around the 4th of July.
Yeah, 4th of
about-
July.
Okay,
You lie.
4th of July.
So we're going to discuss that today. But before we open, let's get a second Esdras chapter 11. Because you know we got to go into the scriptures, hence the name of this show, In the Scripts. Let me get second Esdras 11 and verse 40 on down.
Okay. The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 11 and verse 40. And the fourth came
And the fourth came. This is making reference to Rome. Come on.
and overcame all the beasts that were passed,
Mhm.
and had power over the world with great fearfulness,
Come on.
and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression.
So we know America is an extension of Rome. All right. That's why we're coming to the scripture. Okay. Read on.
And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit.
So the white man has been dealing upon the earth with much deceit ever since Rome.
That's
And then when they got taken down by Septimius Severus, and then later they rose back up during the Renaissance period, it's been the same thing. All right, it's been the same strategy. Rule the whole world with much wicked oppression and much deceit. Read on.
For the earth hast thou not judged with truth.
So the Most High says, the earth have they not judged with truth. That's why we got this picture on the screen. Okay, this is what, where is this again? In South Dakota?
South
Is it?
Dakota?
South Dakota.
Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore. They have the founding fathers. How the hell can you find something, say I found this or that, when there were people living here?
Already here.
There were people already living here, okay? The northern kingdom of the tribes of Israel, okay? The tribe of Gad. That's who you have, the brothers over there. And later on, we're going to go into deeper discussion who these people are. You have, I know you have Joseph, Sitting Bull, Geronimo, and there's somebody else that I'm missing. Okay, but those were the original founding
Those are
fathers.
the original, yes.
But when you're ruling the whole earth with deceit, you get to make up stories. That's why they call it his story.
Right.
All right?
Right.
In school, they teach you history, but you're learning about Caucasian history.
Right.
You haven't learned about your history. You haven't learned about the history of your brothers and sisters from the tribe of Gad, called the Native Americans. All right? We didn't learn any biblical history of who we are.
Right.
All right? Read on. Come on.
For thou hast afflicted the meek.
So they have afflicted the meek. Who's the meek of the earth? It's talking about the Israelites. Read on.
Thou hast hurt the peaceable.
The peaceable. Thou hast hurt the peaceable. That's why they were able to take over South Dakota
Right.
and put the faces of Esau up on these mountains.
Yes.
Because it was Gad who inherited these lands. Okay, and they broke every peace treaty that they had with Gad.
It's like 400?
It was like well over 300.
Yeah.
They broke every single last peace treaty that they had with Gad. Okay, that's why it says, thou hast hurt the peaceable. Go ahead.
Thou hast loved liars.
You love liars. You set up liars in the land today. The land of Israel today, you got a whole bunch of liars running around, blasphemy against the Most High God, saying that they're the Jews. And we just some Negroes and some Hispanics. That's all we is. Go ahead.
And destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit.
And destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit. Come on.
And has cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm.
And that goes right back. That goes right back to those treaties that they broke.
That's right.
Okay? Because the original founded, these faces right here should be on this screen.
That's right.
I mean, not on the screen, on the mountain.
On that mountain.
These faces right here, right? Because they were the original inhabitants of America. Get me that article, not the article. Get me the snapshot of the book by James Adair.
Go all the way to, it should be at the bottom.
Right there. Okay, we're going to discuss this a little later on, but I just want everybody to see it. Could you put it back on the screen, please? So this is a book by James Adair. It's called History of the American Indians. We're going to read that name later in another article. I just wanted to make everybody aware of this particular book. Okay, it's going to come up again. But there's another book by Ronald Sanders.
Ronald Sanders, right.
Where it says the Native Indians and the Promised Lands.
Lost Tribes and Promised Lands.
Lost Tribes and the Promised Lands. Thank you. So what land was promised to them? What land was promised to them? Get me that in 2nd Esdras. Get me 2nd Esdras chapter 13.
The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 13 and verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Osea the king.
So you got some dumb Israelites today who are spewing that no Hispanics and no natives are not the Israelites at all. As if they're going around. They want you to go around and take a DNA test when that's flawed.
Right.
Okay, our DNA test is the Bible.
That's right.
Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, 2nd Esdras, chapter 13. That's our DNA.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Who Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive.
Go ahead.
And he carried them over the waters. And so came they into another land.
Come on.
But they took this counsel among themselves.
Go ahead.
That they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
They would leave the multitude of the heathen. Come on.
And go forth into a further country.
Go forth into a further country. Go ahead.
Where never mankind dwelt.
That is talking about this side of the world.
That's right.
Also known as the Western Hemisphere. It starts off at South America because that's why it's called South America. Right? It's in the West, South America. Then you have the Caribbean islands. Then you have what's known as North America. Those were that's why it says promised lands with an S. Those were the lands that was promised to the tribe of Gad and the 10 northern kingdoms of Israel, the 10 tribes of Israel. Not only that land, but though you also got our land in Israel.
That's right.
What the Most High is reserving for us. Okay? Get me Deuteronomy now. Get me Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 19, verse 14.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 19 and verse 14. Go ahead. Thou shalt not remove thy neighbor's landmark.
So not only did you remove their landmark, go back to the Mount Rushmore. Give me Mount Rushmore again. All right. Not only did you remove the landmark, but you also removed the people of the land. Okay, with all these different, with the Louisiana Purchase and all these, what was the other one? The Trail of Tears, they call it. Moving Gad from one place to another and then slaughtering them.
Exactly.
God says, thou shalt not remove thy neighbor's landmark. Come on. And then we know this was a law for Israel to Israel, but still, guess what? The other nations are still going to be judged by this.
That's right.
Esau is still going to be judged by this. Go ahead. Come on.
Which they of old time have set in thine inheritance.
Which they of old time have set for their inheritance. The Mayans, the Incas, the Aztecs, the tribe of Gad, known as the Native American Indians, the Seminoles, known as the tribe of Reuben. Let's take this call real quick. Shalom, Most High, and Christ bless. Caller, thank you for calling in. Question or comment?
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Hey, shalom. Yeah, Most High, and Christ bless. It's Soldier Zion from New York camp.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was calling based on the topic the Cap was talking about. I got some information on PBS.com that's basically giving the true understanding of who the Native Indians are, that they the Israelites. My wife had found it.
Nice. Who went over that? You said PBS?
Yeah, PBS. Hold on. I don't know who I can send it to.
Hey, send it to my on my Facebook, Iuic Israel.
All right, so I'm gonna send it to you right now. Okay?
Yeah, send it to, or you can send it to IUIC Dallas on Facebook.
All right, so I'll send it to you now. But yeah,
All
all
right.
praise to the Most High.
All
Shalom.
praises, brother.
All
Thank you
praises.
very
All
much.
praise.
Yeah, so this word is coming out. This truth is coming out, and you can't hide it. I don't give a damn what Amalek says or who they try to. I don't care how many Negroes they try to get to apologize.
Right.
You ain't getting us to apologize for nothing.
At
Okay?
all.
So the Most High says, which they of old time have set in thine inheritance. So you had the Mayas, the Incas, the Aztecs, the Native American Indians, the Seminole Indians. They had landmarks all over the place. Esau tore everything down in the name of supremacy, white supremacy, and westernized imperialism.
Right.
Okay,
right.
go ahead. Come on.
Which thou shalt inherit in the land that the Lord thy God giveth thee to possess it.
So it was written in Second Esdras. You had Christopher Columbus. He used Second Esdras
Right.
because he knew that this was the land that God giveth thee to possess
Yes.
it.
Right.
Right.
Okay, now get me Job. Job 24:2.
The book of Job, chapter 24 and verse 2.
Mhm.
Some remove the landmarks.
Mhm.
They violently take away flocks and feed thereof.
So it said some remove the landmarks. They violently take away flocks and feed thereof. Now, right there where it says violently, you could talk about the Gatling gun, right? Under Samuel Jackson. Was that his name? No, Andrew Jackson.
Jackson.
I said Samuel Jackson.
Andrew
Good
Jackson.
Lord.
Hey,
Andrew
we know where
Jackson.
you was at, though.
Yeah, Lord have mercy.
Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson.
The Indian
Jackson.
killer.
The,
They
the
were dubbed
Indian killer.
Right.
Okay, then you had George Washington called the village destroyer.
Village destroyer.
All just slaughtered the Native Americans
Right.
and removed their landmarks. Okay, then they're gonna put their faces up on the mountain.
Right.
Man, Esau is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
All right, let's move on.
Let's go to the next story, right behind the picture. Who are the four? Yeah. Who are the four Native American fathers? All right, so let's read a little bit of this. You can blow it up just a little bit. All right. There are four Native American chiefs that are often considered the most influential to the Native American culture. These four chiefs were Chief Joseph,
You had Chief Joseph. Go ahead.
Sitting Bull,
Sitting Bull.
Geronimo,
Geronimo. Come
and
on.
Red Cloud.
And Red Cloud. That was the name that I forgot. Those were the four that they showed on top of the Edomites.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Each of these forefathers played an important role in shaping their tribe's customs and history. Because of their influence over the shaping of the Native American history, they are often referred to as the real founding fathers.
They are the real founding fathers. Go down. Go ahead.
Chief Joseph, a Nez Perce Indian from the northeastern corner of Oregon, succeeded his father as chief in 1871. When white settlers began arriving on Nez Perce land in the Wallowa Valley of Oregon, Chief Joseph attempted to keep his people from having to move to a small reservation in Idaho. Joseph resisted, but it soon became apparent that he had no other choice, and he led his people toward the reservation in Idaho. Unfortunately, they never arrived. Nez Perce warriors raided settlements and killed several whites, beginning a long battle with General Sherman. Chief Joseph is remembered most for his famous surrender speech in 1877, where he stated, "I will fight no more forever."
So Chief Joseph, he fought, and then he eventually got tired, and the oppression from Esau took him down, all right? He became faint-handed and faint-hearted. Go down. So that was Chief Joseph. Now here's another original founding father from the tribe of Gad. Go ahead.
Sitting Bull was a Lakota Sioux holy man, a legend because of his courage. Sitting Bull defeated General Custer in the Black Hills of South Dakota. When Custer discovered gold in the Black Hills, he attempted to force the Lakota into reservations away from their homeland. The Commissioner of Indian Affairs at the time decreed that any Lakota not moving to the reservation by January 31st, 1876 would be considered hostile.
Hey, this was the start of what they call
crazy.
mineral rights.
Yeah.
You got a lot of so-called blacks and Hispanics that have homes, but you don't own the mineral rights under your land.
Right.
Exactly.
Some of you don't even own the land. And if
Exactly.
you do own the land, you don't own the mineral rights.
Right.
This
That's
was the
crazy.
start of it.
That's the
This
start
was
of
the exact start of it.
Wow.
Okay, right here. When Custer, General Custer, discovered gold in the Black Hills. He attempted to force the Lakota into reservations away from their homeland.
Push
Go
him
ahead.
out.
Sitting Bull would not budge. Custer's army encountered the Lakota chief at the Battle of Little Bighorn, where they were badly outnumbered and later destroyed.
So he stood up.
Yeah.
It says Sitting Bull would not budge, hence the name Sitting Bull.
Right,
He was
right.
sitting right there like, I ain't going nowhere.
He was like a stubborn bull.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Geronimo.
Geronimo. Now, we all know about Geronimo.
Yeah, Geronimo's famous.
Go ahead.
Geronimo was the leader of the Chiricahua Apache, located near the Gila River in modern-day New Mexico. Geronimo was famous for fighting against Mexico and the United States for their expansion into Apache land during the Apache Wars from 1851 to 1890. When a company of Mexican soldiers killed Geronimo's entire family in 1858, Geronimo joined forces to attack the Mexicans in revenge of his family's death. As a war chief, Geronimo consistently staged raids against Mexico and the U.S. in Arizona, New Mexico, and parts of Texas.
All of those areas were considered a part of Mexico. Go ahead.
Geronimo surrendered in 1886 and later died in 1909 after being thrown from his horse.
All right, so he gave up the ghost in 1909, and he surrendered in 1886. Why? Because we read earlier in the book of Ezra about the much wicked oppression.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay, and now legend has it, I can't really validate it, but I read many articles, and they did say it was true, that Geronimo's skull, these Edomites, I'm telling you, these guys are like vampires.
Right.
They're like walking vampires, man. Geronimo's skull is allegedly in Yale University.
Wow.
Yale University at the you ever heard of the fraternity called the Skulls and
Yeah,
Bones?
Skulls and Bones. Yeah.
So apparently they have his skull there. And they
Wow.
use it for some, they dug up his grave, it took his skull out, and they used it for some kind of ritual that they do. All right. You know, Esau is obsessed with
Wicked.
with relics and body parts
Right.
that pertain to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives.
Right. Fascinated by it.
Yeah, they fascinated by
Right.
that thing. That's when they hang us over trees. What did they castrate? Take
Right.
the ear, the nose, the penis.
Yeah.
And all these rumors, all of these rumors, there has to be some truth to it.
Right.
Some validation.
Because there's no way that every single rumor is based off the same thing.
Yes.
Like what they say about Nat Turner. They was obsessed with him, so they took his head and
Right.
examined his head. Then they
Right.
skinned him and made bags out of it.
Right.
So it was the same thing they did with Geronimo. Get me that. Because the same thing that happened to Nat Turner happened to Geronimo. Although they didn't behead him, they still desecrated his grave
Right.
and took his head and brought it to Yale University.
Right.
All right, get me that. Get me no, not Fierce Countenance. Get me Jeremiah. I believe it's Jeremiah 50:33. You know what I want about Israel and Judah?
50 and 33.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
The
ahead.
book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 33.
Come on.
For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, the daughter of Babylon is like a threshing floor.
No, not that one.
That's
The
not
one
the
about
one.
Judah and Israel were pressed together. All right, look for it. We'll come back to that. Read the article.
50 and 33.
That was 50 and 33?
Yeah. Jeremiah 50 and
Oh,
33.
Jeremiah 50 and 33. Go
That's
ahead.
on me. Yeah,
Come on,
I
Yaakov.
got it. My bad. My
Let's
bad.
go.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
Same oppression. We had slavery, they had slavery. We had Jim Crow, they had Juan Crow. Okay? These are all real names. This is not something I'm making up.
Wow.
You guys could look it up. There was such things called, there was such a
Juan
thing
Crow.
called Juan Crow. Yes.
Wow.
We had Jim Crow, they had Juan Crow. Nat Turner got beheaded. Geronimo got killed, and they took his head.
Right.
Esau
Wow.
does the same thing constantly, all right?
Right.
Okay, let's go to the next founding father from the tribe of Gad.
Red Cloud.
Mhm.
Red Cloud was a war leader for the Oglala Lakota Sioux in the American West.
Come on.
Born near the Platte River in Nebraska in 1822, Red Cloud was raised by his uncle, Old Chief Smoke. As a member of the Old Chief Smoke's family, he participated in several battles against the Crow and Pawnee.
Come on.
These early battles gave Red Cloud valuable war experience at a very young age.
Read on.
After the Treaty of Fort Laramie in 1868, he successfully and peacefully transitioned his people to reservation life in Idaho.
So you see the treaty that they had to sign? It says after the Treaty of Fort Laramie. Why do they have to sign a treaty?
Right.
Esau the
crazy.
devil.
Imagine Moab, the Chinese, just come here and invade America and tell, okay, you guys get the hell out of Texas. We want Texas.
Right.
You guys go to Vegas somewhere or Arizona. Man, Esau would have what?
Right.
Esau would, man, you think he's red now. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Exactly.
You look like a damn cup of Tabasco sauce or something.
That
He'll
gathering
have a
is coming.
fit.
Yeah, that gathering is coming. now.
Exactly.
They
He'll
gonna
have a fit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they had to move. He had to move his whole tribe to Idaho.
Right.
Go ahead.
He was known as one of the most difficult and capable opponents the U.S. Army ever encountered.
Because Gad was bad. Come on.
And he led a successful battle for land in the Powder River country of Wyoming and Montana, known as Red Cloud's War.
So those were the founding fathers. Get me
Never speak about
because it says he
No,
was a
they ain't
what?
gonna
He
speak
was
about
what did they say about him?
a Lakota.
No, not a Lakota. They said something about his war style. Get me that in Chronicles about Gad. First Chronicles 5:18.
The book of First Chronicles 5:18.
Mm-hmm.
The book of First Chronicles.
Get me 12 and 8 instead.
Yes, sir. The book of First Chronicles, chapter 5 and verse 12.
12 and 8.
12 and 8. The book of First Chronicles, chapter 12 and verse 8.
Come on.
And of the Gadites.
And of the Gadites, Red Cloud from the Oglala Lakota Sioux, Geronimo, all these brothers that we just read about. Yes, I'm going to say it again, brothers. They are our brothers.
That's
for you
right.
simple, dumb Israelites out there who don't have a clue. Okay, go ahead. Come on.
And of the Gadites there separated themselves unto David into the hold to the wilderness, men of might.
Men of might. Men of might. Go ahead.
And men of war fit for the battle.
And men of war fit for the battle. Notice what it said about Red Cloud. It says he was known as one of the most difficult and capable opponents the U.S. Army ever encountered. Wow. Damn. He must have been a bad dude. This is a dude, he was riding on a horse. He was even holding, how do you call it? The bridle, brill, whatever they call it. The little thing that's attached to the horse where you could direct it left.
bridle?
Man, he was just on some telekinesis, Professor X, go left, go right. This dude was bad.
It'd be like the chariots, wherever they mind thought to go, the chariots.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Read.
That could handle shield and buckler.
So they could handle shield and buckler. Who were we reading about? The Gadites. Go ahead.
Whose faces were like the faces of lions.
That's why they paint their faces today. Okay, they paint their faces today. Go ahead.
And were as swift as the roes upon the mountain.
Who said that these brothers was fast as hell. Esau is still trying to figure it out. They say that they was eating how do you call it? The how do you call those seeds? The chia seeds. They say that is what improved their cardiovascular so much. They would run and never get tired. They said the chia seeds, if you eat a lot of that, like the native Indians, it improves your cardiovascular system to where you can run and not get tired. So there's some hope for y'all brothers.
Hey,
Oh, no, I'm good. I still can run.
There's some hope for y'all brothers.
Still got a little
Yeah,
bit
there's
of
hope
blood
for
in
all
me.
of us, man. I get tired too, man.
All praise.
All right. So the tribe of Gad was bad, man. It says they were swift as the roes upon the mountains.
Sheesh.
Bad, bro.
Yes.
Bad. Damn. All right.
Sheesh.
Let's go. Come on, move on.
All right.
Yaakov.
So let's go. So the topic of the show again is swelling words of the fourth kingdom. These are swelling words. This is the speech that President Trump did at Mount Rushmore on the 4th of July.
And when we say swelling words of the fourth kingdom, we know that Rome is the fourth kingdom, but America is an extension of Rome. We read that earlier in 2nd Ezra chapter 11. Okay, and those swelling words are those blasphemies and lies.
That's
all right.
right.
Go ahead. Come on.
You got the time? We got timestamps on that. Start at 148. No volume. No
America's
volume.
independence, then beneath this
Turn it up.
Start it at 148 again and put up the volume. I need everybody to hear this that's online. All right. Go ahead. Put it up loud.
Appreciate it. There could be no better place to celebrate America's independence than beneath this magnificent, incredible, majestic mountain, monument to the
This guy is
greatest
so
Americans
funny, man. When he
who have
talk, I don't know. He just cracks me up. But go ahead. Go ahead.
lived. Today we pay tribute to the exceptional lives and extraordinary legacies of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, and Teddy Roosevelt.
Hey, press pause. Press pause, man. Somebody need to deface this thing.
Right.
All right. Get me the history on it. Let's start with George Washington. Because notice who he mentioned. He didn't mention Sitting Bull, Geronimo, Red Cloud, Joseph. He didn't mention those people. He mentioned the Edomites that help and overthrow these people.
Yes.
Right.
No.
Okay.
No. Go back up.
Go back up. Go back up. Go back up. Go back up.
Yeah, y'all went way fast. Way fast.
Go back up
Go
to
back up.
keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
It's gonna be.
I want George Washington.
Right below that. Yeah, there it is.
There we go. We're going to start with George Washington is who he first mentioned, right?
Yes.
All right, let's read something about George Washington.
10
Who he
facts
put.
about Washington and slavery.
Mhm.
Despite having been an active slaveholder for 56 years,
Come on.
George Washington struggled with the institution of slavery and spoke frequently of his desire to end the practice.
Go ahead.
At the end of his life, Washington made the decision to free all his slaves in his 1799
At the
will.
end.
Exactly.
At the end of his life. So,
Right.
Negro, I'm going to use you to further increase my wealth. And when I drop dead,
Right.
since,
Then
you
you
can't
can
come
go.
with me to the afterlife
Right.
because there ain't no kingdom for him.
Right.
I have no use of you. I'll set you free.
Right.
Esau's the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Exactly.
But go ahead.
In his 1799 will, the only slaveholding founding father to do so. Whoop-de-doo. Like that was good.
Go ahead.
George Washington first became a slave owner at the early age of 11. When Washington's father, Augustine, died in 1743, George Washington became a slave owner at the early age of 11. In his will, Augustine left his son the 280-acre family farm near Fredericksburg, Virginia.
280 acres, man. Y'all,
Wow.
man.
200.
Hey, remember the class that we did on Amalek, War from Generation to Generation? Remember when we were talking about the Amalekites who had slaves in Suriname?
Yes.
And the thousands upon thousands of acres that they had. And they had their slaves working those fields. You know how
Right.
big 280 acres is?
That's a lot of
I
land.
lose my mind over 3 or 4.
Exactly.
We be on Zillow or Trulia looking at houses on 3 or 4 acres. You're like, damn, that's a lot.
Right.
Imagine 280.
200.
The wealth that you could produce
Right.
if you till that land.
Right.
The wealth they did produce.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
In addition, Washington was willed 10 slaves.
Mhm.
As a young adult, Washington purchased at least 8 more slaves, including a carpenter named Kit.
Go ahead.
Washington purchased more enslaved people in 1755,
Go ahead.
including 4 men, 2 women, and a child.
Damn. Go down. Hold on. Go up. Go back up to that picture. Let me show you one of his servants. Right there to his right. There's a portrait right there. Okay. He had I believe that's a turban with a feather on top and a diadem in the middle. All right, because we was royalty. Okay. Go down.
At the time of George Washington's death, the Mount Vernon enslaved population consisted of 317 people. Of the 317 enslaved people living at Mount Vernon in 1799, a little less than half, 123 individuals, were owned by George Washington himself.
Wow. That's a lot of slaves. Go ahead.
Another 153 slaves at Mount Vernon in 1799 were dower slaves from the Custis estate. When Martha Washington's first husband, Daniel Park Custis, died without a will in 1757, she received a life interest in 1/3 of his estate, including the slaves.
Wow. Big economics.
Yes.
Right.
Big economics because George Washington already had his slaves, and then the lady that he married already had slaves as well. Go ahead.
Neither George nor Martha Washington could free these slaves by law, and upon Martha's death, these individuals reverted to the Custis estate and were divided among her grandchildren.
Damn, just being passed to and fro.
That's their heritage. Us.
Go ahead.
George Washington's marriage to Martha Custis significantly increased the number of enslaved people at Mount Vernon. After marrying Martha Dandridge Custis in January of 1759, George Washington's slaveholdings increased dramatically. As the widow of a wealthy planter who died without a will in 1757, Martha's share of the Custis estate brought another 84 enslaved people to Mount Vernon.
The hell is this?
The stark increase in the slave population on Mount Vernon at this time reflected similar trends in the region.
You know what? This brings up the topic of so-called reparations that Negroes want.
Right.
You don't understand. Look,
Exactly,
if we
Cap.
get a little
You're
bit
in
of
the
if we
spirit.
get a little bit of reparations, it still won't be enough.
Nah.
Still won't.
The whole earth has to be just put on a platter and handed to us.
Right.
Because there's so much evil done under the sun. Right. So many companies that are in existence today
Right,
had
yes.
partaked in our slavery. Like you had Wachovia Bank, Bank of America, all these different
Wells Fargo.
Sprint.
Yeah.
Sprint started off from some railroad company,
Right.
Southern Railroad Company, I believe, and they had ties to slavery back then.
Yeah.
You had all these different companies in Providence, Rhode Island, under an Amalekite by the name of Aaron Lopez. All these different businesses, I'm telling you, that ties to slavery.
Right, right.
A trillion, 2, 3,
Right.
4, 5 trillion won't be enough
Yeah. No.
for the so-called Negroes. Because then you got to think about our Hispanic brothers.
Exactly.
Then you got to think about the tribe of Gad, the North American Indians.
Right.
Then you got the Reubenites, the Seminole Indians.
Right.
You got to literally take the whole earth and just say here.
Right.
Because you can't count that.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
You
it's
can't
beyond
count that.
economics.
It's beyond economics, absolutely.
Hey, Cap, and with that thought, you know how people are always saying, you always hear people come up, well, if the white man repents, can't he be saved too?
No.
There's no way he can repent.
No, there's nowhere in the Bible. There's no repentance for
Right.
him. Paul says that. God says that.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay? There's
There's
nowhere
no way.
nowhere in the Bible. It's impossible. Impossible. Go ahead. Jump to the next one where it says 4.
Yes, number 4, the threat of physical and psychological violence underpinned slavery. Number 5, the enslaved people at Mount Vernon practiced diverse religious traditions and customs.
Read this. Read that.
Yes,
Read
sir.
that. Go ahead.
Influence from both Africans and European religious practices can be found amongst Mount Vernon's enslaved population.
Why? Because let's get Deuteronomy 28 real quick. Deuteronomy 28, verse 47. In a want of all things.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 47. Come on. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart,
This is why we went into slavery in the first place. Go ahead.
for the abundance of all things.
For the abundance of all things, meaning whatever you want, you had to go to your enemies for it. Go ahead.
Therefore,
And that abundance of all thing includes religion.
Exactly.
Okay, European religion. Go ahead.
therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies,
God says your enemies. Go ahead.
which the Lord shall send against thee.
Why did God send them against us? Because we broke his commandments.
That's right.
Go ahead.
In hunger,
Mhm.
and in thirst,
Come on.
and in nakedness,
Go ahead.
and in want of all things.
Go ahead.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck
So the same man put yokes of iron on our neck. Go ahead.
until he hath destroyed thee.
And we were destroyed when we started calling ourselves Baptists, Methodists, Quakers, Christians. Okay, the way it's defined today.
Right,
Roman Catholic.
right.
Go ahead. Come on.
Americans.
Americans. Go ahead.
Some slaves at Mount Vernon. Did you want to continue? No, go ahead. Okay. Some slaves at Mount Vernon participated with local organized Christian congregations to some degree. Also, Mount Vernon's enslaved community developed at least one spiritual leader from within their own community, named Caesar, according to a runaway slave advertised from the spring of 1798. Further, the enslaved population at Mount Vernon had contact with at least 3 other Christian denominations, Baptists, Methodists, and Quakers. There were also several remnants of religious traditions from Africa continuing to some degree at Mount Vernon, including both Voodoo and Islam.
Right. Voodoo is also known as voodoo. All right. That's what they was doing over there in the island of Haiti.
Wow.
But the only thing is, in Haiti, they had 24 hours. They had 24 hours from the time they got off the boat to be converted to Roman Catholicism. They called it Code Noir, also known as the Black Code. All right. But a lot of times what they would do is they would when they were forced into Roman Catholicism, the different deities like Mary, James, and all of those saints, the white saints,
right.
although there's no white saints, but for the lack of better words, they would hide whatever voodoo spirit behind that. So when the slave master thought they was worshiping Mary in the slave's mind, on the outward appearance, it looked like they was worshiping Mary, but
Right.
they was praying to some spirit, some voodoo spirit.
Wow.
It's all idolatry. It's all idolatry.
It's all idolatry, all wicked as hell.
Wow.
So whether it's voodoo, Islam, all these different denominations of Christianity, the Most High never gave us that. Okay, it was just things were different here as far as other places.
Yeah.
Okay, get me number 6.
Number 6, on numerous occasions, people enslaved by the Washington household ran away in an attempt to regain their freedom.
Read number 7. Is there a number 7? Read.
People at Mount Vernon also resisted their enslavement through less noticeable means.
Read verse, not verse. Read number 8. Go ahead.
In December of 1775, Washington, the newly appointed commander-in-chief of the Continental Army, received a letter from Phyllis Wheatley containing an ode written in his honor.
Go down. Is that it? There's more? Go ahead.
With little free time and control over their everyday life, Mount Vernon's enslaved population attempted to exert some free will and choice when it came to their private lives.
Go down.
Number 10. George Washington left instructions in his will to emancipate the people enslaved by him upon the death of Martha Washington.
Go down. Okay. So I just wanted to get to the point that he owned slaves. I don't care what he did upon his deathbed.
Right.
It's a little too late. It's a little too late for that. Okay.
So go back to the video.
No, get me the other. I want the other people he mentioned. He mentioned some more Edomites. We got to talk about it.
Thomas Jefferson.
Yes. Get me this guy. Okay, and remember what they called George Washington. They called him the village destroyer.
Right.
Okay, so he was conquering Gad. He was helping that thing. Go down. Let's get Jefferson's attitudes towards slavery. We're going to discuss all of those people that you've seen on Mount Rushmore. Okay, go ahead. Come on.
Jefferson's attitudes towards slavery. Thomas Jefferson called slavery a moral depravity and a hideous blot, but continued to hold human beings as property his entire
He did the
adult
same.
life.
He did the same thing.
Exactly.
He did the same thing that George Washington did.
Exactly.
Big economics, man.
Wow.
That's why you got to prove people by their actions.
That's
All
right.
of that is just words. He said, "Yeah, no, slavery." So I don't believe in slavery. No. But I got some though.
Yeah.
Big economics. Go ahead.
The practice of slavery at Monticello, although he made some legislative attempts against slavery and at times bemoaned its existence, Jefferson also profited directly from the institution of slavery.
And that's every single last Edomite in this country.
Exactly.
Go down
To this day.
till this very day.
The business of slavery at Monticello. Jefferson profited not just by the crops and products produced by his enslaved laborers, but also from the value of the slaves themselves.
Go down. That's Deuteronomy 28, verse 15 and verse 16. Let's read that.
Yes, sir. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Read on.
Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
Because you had guys like Thomas Jefferson putting his hands in a cookie jar, putting his hands in the basket, okay, and reaping all the benefits. Read on.
Online exhibition, Slavery at Jefferson's Monticello, Paradox of Liberty.
Go down. Go down. Is there more on it? No. Go down. Go down. Okay. That's it. So get me the other one on Thomas Jefferson since we're on him. Get me the
Very next
Get
one.
me the very next one. Okay, so this is a letter, and this is not a fugazi letter. This is not a fake letter. This is not satire. This is a real letter from John Adams Monticello.
That's
Okay, so I'm just going to go through it real quick. It says, "Dear sir, by our post preceding that which brought your letter of May 21st." So this is Thomas Jefferson writing to John Adams Monticello. Listen to what he says. I had received one from Mr. Malcolm on the same subject with yours, and by the return of the post had stated to the president my recollections of him. But both of your letters were probably too late, as the appointed had been already made, if we may credit the newspapers. Go down. You ask if there is any book that pretends to give an account of the traditions of the Indians. Remember the book that we posted earlier from James Adair, History of the Native Indians.
Right.
It says, you ask if there is any book that pretends to give any account of the traditions of the Indians or how one can acquire an idea of them. Some scanty accounts of their traditions, but fuller of their customs and characters, are given us by most of the early travelers among them. These, you know, were chiefly French, La Foutois, among them, and Adair and an Englishman, have written on this subject. The former 2 volumes, the latter one, all in the 4-2. But unluckily, La Foutois had in his head a preconceived theory on the mythology, manners, institution, and government of the ancient nations of Europe, Asia, and Africa, and seems to have entered on those of America only to fit them into the same frame, and to draw from them a confirmation of his general theory. He keeps up a perpetual parallel in all those articles between the Indians of America and the ancients of the other quarters of the globe. He selects, therefore, all the facts and adopts all the falsehoods which favor his theory, and very gravely retells such absurdities as zeal for a theory could alone swallow. He was a man of much classical and scriptural reading. He was a man of much classical and scriptural reading, and has rendered his book not unentertaining. He resided 5 years among the northern Indians as a missionary, but collects his matter much more from the writings of others than from his own observation. Adair too had his kink. He believed all the Indians of America to be descended from the Jews.
Well, what do you know?
So Adair, James Adair, the book we posted earlier,
Right.
he believed all the Indians of America to be descended from the Jews. This is Thomas Jefferson, the same guy who owned slaves,
Right.
the president, writing to John Monticello about the native Indians.
But they don't know.
Exactly. The same laws, usages, rites, and ceremonies, the same sacrifices, priests, prophets, fasts, and festivals, almost the same religion, and that they all spoke Hebrew.
Wow.
For although he writes particularly of the southern Indians only, the Catawbas, Creeks, Cherokees, Chickasaws, and Choctaws, which whom alone he was personally acquainted, yet he generalizes whatever he found among them and brings himself to believe that the 100 languages of America, differing fundamentally every one from every other, as much as Greek from Gothic, have yet all one common prototype. He was a trader, a man of learning, a self-taught Hebrewist, a strong religionist, and of as sound a mind as Don Quixote in whatever did not touch his religious chivalry. His book contains a great deal of real instruction on its subjects. Real meaning it's not a myth, it's not mythology.
Right.
Only requiring the reader to be constantly on his guard against the wonderful obliquities of his theory. The scope of your inquiry would scarcely, I suppose, take in the 3 folio volumes of Latin by D. Bry. Go down. You ask further if the Indians have had any order of priesthood among them. So some might ask, so I thought Levi was priesthood.
Right.
Get me that in Deuteronomy. You know what I want, right? Deuteronomy 33. Deuteronomy 33 on Gad.
3 and 20.
Right
33
here.
and 20.
33 and 20. You got it, Shema?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33 and verse 20. Come on. And of Gad, he said.
And of Gad, he said, come on.
Blessed be he that enlarges Gad.
Blessed be he that enlargeth Gad. Come on.
He dwelleth as a lion.
He dwelleth like a lion. That's what we read earlier about how they paint their faces as lions. He dwelleth like a lion. Come on.
And teareth the arm with the crown of the head.
So that goes into the blood pacts that they used to make amongst each other. Go ahead.
And he provided the first part for himself.
The first part that he provided for himself was here. That's why Ronald Sanders had the native Indians and lost tribes and the promised lands. The first part that he provided for himself was all the Americas. Go ahead. Come on.
Because they're in a portion of the lawgivers.
There in a portion was the who?
The lawgiver.
The lawgivers. The lawgivers. Okay, the lawgivers. That's why here in this letter from Thomas Jefferson to John Monticello says, you ask further if the Indians have any order of priesthood among them, like the Druids, bards, or minstrels of the Celtic nations. You could drop that. That's all I wanted. Okay, Adair alone determined to see what he wished to see in every object. Go down.
So he casting it.
So
off.
he said soothsayers, sorcerers, wizards of the Jews. And he also said seers, which are prophets. Okay, and he also goes into their feasts. We're not going to read the whole thing. Go down. I just want to get the last part what the devil was saying.
Jeez.
Go down, go down, go down. Wait. Okay, go up. Okay, start from, well, I'm the one reading. I'm about to say start from. Go down. Wait. All right, okay. Some other tribes, it says some other tribes were advancing in the same line. On those who have made any progress, English seductions will have no effect, but the backward will yield and be thrown further back. These will relapse into barbarism and misery, lose numbers by war and want, and we shall be obliged to drive them with the beasts of the forest into the stony mountains.
Wow.
This is Thomas Jefferson talking about Gad.
Right.
They will be conquered, however, in Canada. The possession of that country secures our women and children forever from the tomahawk and scalping knife by removing those who excite them. And for this possession, orders, I presume, are issued by this time, taken for the granted that the doors of Congress will reopen with a declaration of war, that this may end in indemnity for the past, security for the future, and complete emancipation from Anglomany, Gallomany, and all the manias of demoralized Europe, and that you may live in health and happiness. To see all this is the sincere prayers of yours. Wow. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Okay, go to the next one. I'm gonna try to run through this. Who's the next one?
Abraham Lincoln?
Abraham Lincoln. Get him. Now we all know about Abe.
Yes.
Negroes love Abe.
He freed the slaves.
Right.
Negroes love Abe the same way you love JFK. You know what they said? Don't speak about JFK.
They even
Right.
said
You gonna
Abraham
handle-
Lincoln was black. Cat.
You gonna? Yeah, I heard that before.
The hell is this?
Yeah.
Go down.
Our people
5
go
things you
far,
may not
man.
know. Okay, go down. So Lincoln wasn't an abolitionist. Abraham Lincoln did believe that slavery was morally wrong, but there was one big problem. It was sanctioned by the highest law in the land, the Constitution. The nation's founding fathers, who also struggled with how to address slavery, did not explicitly write the word slavery in the Constitution, but they did include key clauses protecting the institution, the devils that they are,
Wow.
including the Fugitive Slave Clause and the 3/5 Clause, which allowed southern states to count enslaved people for the purposes of representation in the federal government. They love to say southern states, but we just read George Washington had slaves.
You are
Thomas
listening
Jefferson
to-
had slaves.
Right.
Wicked as hell. Okay. In a 3-hour speech in Perio, Illinois, in the fall of 1854, Lincoln presented more clearly than ever his moral, legal, and economic opposition of slavery. Go down, whatever.
Yeah.
Go down. Go up a bit. Missed something. Okay, go down.
It's not that one, Cap, where it said he didn't count himself an abolitionist. Though Lincoln saw himself as working alongside the abolitionists on behalf of a common anti-slavery cause, he did not count himself among them.
Go down. Lincoln didn't believe black people should have the same rights as white people. Wow.
Nope.
Go down.
It's Django.
Right there. Lincoln thought colonization could resolve the issue of slavery. Same thing.
The hell is this?
Go down. Emancipation was a military policy. Go down. Is there more? The Emancipation Proclamation didn't actually free all enslaved people. Wow. So that was Lincoln. Get me the next one. So we're going over all the people on Mount Rushmore.
Right. Yep.
All right. Who Trump gave credence to.
They love this one.
Oh, you have Theodore Roosevelt. Okay. No, that's not it. That's not the one that I want.
Yeah, go to the one behind that.
So he said Emancipation Proclamation did not free us, right?
No.
Right.
I think we're still in slavery.
We are. It's not even think. It's true.
Exactly.
We are still enslaved. Baruch tells you that.
Baruch
The book
3
of
and 8.
Baruch. All right. Teddy Roosevelt discussed America's race problem. Go down. Where do I want? It says he cautions against imposing radical changes in government policies. Instead suggested a gradual adjustment in the attitudes of whites towards ethnic minorities. He referred to white Americans as the forward race, meaning the one on top. Get me that in Deuteronomy 28, verse 42, 43.
Uh-huh. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
That's why he says the attitudes of the whites towards, he referred to white Americans as the forward race because they would get up above us very high.
high.
Why? Because we broke God's laws, the Israelites. Go ahead.
And thou shalt come down very low.
And we came down very low, okay? It says he referred to white Americans as the forward race whose responsibility it was to raise the status of minorities through training the backward races in industrial efficiency. Wow. Read that again.
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt come down very low.
Meaning you turned into a backward race.
Wow.
Why? Because we'll continue backsliding. Remember what Jeremiah said.
Right.
Call us a backsliding people. Why? We just steady moonwalking away from the kingdom.
Right.
Moonwalking away from God's laws, which is the Bible.
Hey, read verse 44. Cat.
Read.
Verse 44.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. That's why over here it said, whose responsibility it was to raise the status of minorities through training the backward race. So even when it comes to economics, who did we learn? Who did we learn economics from?
We learned from them.
We learned from them.
Yeah.
We learned from them. Okay. Go down. Okay. So, all right. That's it on him. And I don't give a damn if he invited W.E.B. Du Bois to the White House for a steak dinner.
Right.
Okay, you simple Jakes out there.
Yeah.
But he sat down with him and ate. How many white people you sat down with and ate? And then when you got up and left, they was talking about your simple behind.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay, go back to this.
All right. We starting at 3:12.
Hey, that book, the book Deuteronomy, brother, that tells
actually-
our story right there. Nobody can deny that we are the Israelites.
Hey,
that the
you
Bible
hear that,
speaks of.
Amalek? You hear that? You white Hebrew Israeli Amalekites? I know some of y'all are on right now. Y'all got nothing better to do.
Exactly.
Okay,
Watch
you
us.
have to watch us so
They
you
watch
could
it.
learn the proper understanding of the
Bible.
Torah and the
Right.
Tanakh.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Deuteronomy 28 has nothing to do with you. Nothing at all. At all.
Hey,
All right?
Go to about 2 minutes. Go to right about 2 minutes.
Come on.
And let it play from there. That's cool.
To celebrate America's independence than beneath this magnificent, incredible, majestic mountain and monument to the greatest Americans who have ever lived. Today we pay tribute to the exceptional lives and extraordinary legacies of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, and Teddy Roosevelt. I am here as your president to proclaim before the country and before the world, this monument will never be desecrated. These heroes will never be defaced.
Hey, pause that. Hey, give me Psalms 49:11. They cocky.
That pride of Esau,
That's that
boy. You got
pride.
the eagle everywhere. Look at the eagle. Eagle everywhere, boy. And you know what's crazy about this? The natives, the tribe of Gad, they were outside protesting. And Esau just moved them the hell out the way. They were protesting. They were trying to hold hands to form like a chain so they couldn't get here. And then Esau moved them the hell out.
Just move them out the way
You
like
ain't
they wasn't
stopping
even there.
Esau. You
Right.
ain't stopping them, man. Go ahead.
Nope.
Bring it out, Cap.
The book of Psalms, chapter 49 and verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
Because that's what he just said. That's what he just said, that these monuments will be here forever.
Nope.
They saying that you're not going to tear down old statues. That's going to be here forever. He been signing laws these days. If you tear down a statue, you get 10 years.
Hey, that's why it stopped. You don't hear about BLM butt-loving men doing that anymore.
Right.
You don't see that. You don't see them. They ain't
Right.
touching those statues no more. Because as soon as they hear prison time, they're like, oh, hell no. We
Yep.
don't stop.
Read it again, officer, from the top.
Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own name.
So just like America, that was established here by America's Vespucci, he came over here after Christopher Columbus. So now they think, since they've been going on for so long, that it's not going to get destroyed.
Right.
But they got another thing coming.
Yes, sir.
That's why we here. Go ahead, Cap.
Let it play.
These heroes will never be defaced. Their legacy will never, ever be destroyed. Their achievements will never be forgotten, and Mount Rushmore will stand forever as an eternal tribute to our forefathers and to our freedom.
So he said it's going to be forever.
Did it go to 55? Did you go to 2? That's all right. That's all right. Go ahead. I don't know. Go real quick. Go over to 13 minutes. Go to 13 minutes real quick.
Because he think it's going to be forever, but
We're going to bounce around because this is a 41-minute speech, and we ain't listening to all this.
and this thing going to get struck by nuclear fire, and the monuments going to melt.
Right. Go ahead.
That's what the Most High said.
This movement is openly attacking the legacies of every person on Mount Rushmore. They defile the memory of Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, and Roosevelt. Today, we will set history and history's records straight.
And they proud of that thing, ain't they?
Yeah. You about to get caught.
Before these figures
Hey, look at his wig.
were immortalized in stone, they were American giants.
Damn,
full
they call them
flesh.
American giants.
American giant.
Hey, you know what I want. Go to Genesis. Because we were the giants.
That's right.
Yes, I want Genesis 6, verse 4. We were the giants. You had the sons of God, the sons of men, and the sons of the wicked. Okay, during this time in the book of Genesis. We were the sons of God. Okay, come on, read.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6 and verse 4. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto
And this is not talking about Michelangelo. This ain't talking about
Michael.
the archangel Michael,
Right.
Uriel, Raphael. They did not come down and sleep with no sisters.
Right.
Come on, imagine an angel sleeping with a sister.
Yeah.
She'll
okay.
spontaneously combust,
Right.
man. Just blow up. Boom.
Right.
What the hell?
Book of Enoch stuff.
Come on. Go
When
ahead.
the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown.
So they were mighty men which were of old, men of renown. Men of renown.
Right.
We're reading this in our book.
That's right.
But he's talking about giants.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right. All right. Go back out of this real quick. I want to go back to 727 because he's talking about a group that's trying to stop them, stop the movement in America from moving forward. Start at 727.
Is cancel culture, driving people from their jobs, shaming dissenters, and demanding total submission from anyone who disagrees. This is the very definition of totalitarianism, and it is completely alien to our culture and to our values, and it has absolutely no place in the United States of America.
Wow.
This attack on our liberty, our magnificent liberty, must be stopped, and it will be stopped very quickly. We will expose this dangerous movement, protect our nation's children, end this radical assault, and preserve our beloved American way
Looks
of
like
life.
he got a bird nest on his head. Man.
In our
Right.
schools,
But-
keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
Hey, real quick, but the assault that he's talking about a group of people that are openly attacking the traditions and the customs of America and saying America is lying about their history. So who is it that's out speaking against this?
He's talking about us.
He's talking
He's
about
talking about
us.
the Israelites.
Yes.
Okay, and that's exactly what God commanded us to do. Give me Isaiah 13.
Yes, sir.
All right, I want 1 and 2.
The book of Isaiah,
Matter
chapter
of fact, read 1 to 4. Come on.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 1. The burden of Babylon.
The burden of Babylon. Where and who is Babylon? America.
America.
America
That's
is
right.
Babylon the Great. America is Babylon the Great. Come on.
Which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see.
Read.
Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain.
The banner is the Bible. We're lifting that up upon the high mountain. The high mountain is America. Come on.
Exalt the voice unto them.
And that's what we do on the streets. So we're doing now on this show. Okay, we exalt the voice unto them. Come on.
Shake the hand.
Shake the hand. Come on.
That they may go into the gates of the noble.
So they could run to BBC, whatever the hell they call them, and all these other news outlets and complain. Run to Donald Trump. You got to get these Israelites off the street. They're speaking too much truth.
Right.
They're trying to reveal all of our wickedness and disgrace our founding fathers, the Edomites.
Right.
Go ahead.
I have commanded my sanctified ones.
I have commanded my sanctified ones. Come on.
I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger.
Come on.
Even them that rejoice in my highness.
So you think we by ourselves, you see maybe 300, 400, 500, 1,000 purple and gold, but there's millions behind us that you don't see.
That's
okay?
right.
That's the mighty angels of God.
That's
those,
right.
Those are the powers. Those are the powers that we serve.
That's
okay?
right.
We got the angels with us.
The Elohim.
Who we
Okay?
got with you?
For you white Hebrew Israeli Amalekites watching. Damn, what's the word that I just said? Elohim.
Elohim.
The Elohim.
Right.
The angels, the powers, not just God, but the angels as well. Go ahead. Come on, verse 4.
The noise of a multitude in the mountains.
The noise of a multitude in the mountains. Come on.
Like as of a great people.
Come on.
A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together.
Come on.
The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle.
So the Lord is in control of everything.
That's
the Most High
right.
is in control of this battle. And what we're reading about here in verse 4, the noise of the multitude, that's the impending World War III that is yet to come. Okay? That's going to usher in the second coming of Jesus Christ. All right? Let's get back to Esau.
Yes, sir.
Our newsrooms, even our corporate
hair hat on.
boardrooms, there is a new far-left fascism that demands absolute allegiance. If you do not speak its language, perform its rituals, recite its mantras, and follow its commandments, then you will be censored, banished, blacklisted, persecuted, and punished. It's not going to happen to us. Make no mistake, this left-wing cultural revolution is designed to overthrow the American Revolution. In so doing, they would destroy the very civilization that rescued billions from poverty, disease, violence, and hunger.
All right, cut it. Here come. There's the line.
So that's what he's saying, that he rescued us from disease, poverty, and hunger.
Right, right.
Oh, okay.
He's saying that there's a new group that is saying that if you don't follow these words, these rituals, these customs, that basically you're going to die.
Yes, they are going to die.
Yes.
That's what the Bible says.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Might as
right.
well take the Bible and just throw it away. Why
Right.
why use it in the courtroom to swear on it?
Exactly.
Right.
You might as well just take it away. Just get a bullion, a piece of bullion gold, get a little cup of oil, crude oil, and get some drugs on the side
Yeah.
and say, here, swear on this. This is
This
the
is the
God,
God.
Right.
that we serve.
Right.
Just get rid of the Bible.
Right.
Gold,
All right.
oil, and
Go up
drugs.
to 2459 real quick.
That's what they serve most. They don't even care about your lives, bro. You know what I mean? You got this COVID-19. They like, nah, get to work. Get back to school. We got to drive this economy.
Because this is the part where they lie. He lies and says what they're founded on. Go ahead.
We will state the truth in full without apology. We declare that the United States of America is the
Hold on,
most
stop. You heard what he said? Without apology. So why the hell is Deshaun Jackson apologizing?
Right.
And you know he ain't want to do that.
Nah, he ain't want to do it.
That apology was not sincere. I am speaking on the behalf of Deshaun Jackson.
Right.
That apology was not sincere. And I'm glad that it was not sincere.
Oh.
They should not have to apologize. Now you have Nick Cannon. Now they digging through his vault
Right.
and they pulling stuff from him. How come they didn't do that to us yet? But they just want to block us. They don't want to. I'm telling you, they want to keep the Israelites suppressed and repressed
Yep.
and
Right.
blackball you.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Why
Now
can't-
they want Nick Cannon to apologize.
Nick Cannon?
And he stood his ground. He said, "No, I'm not
right.
apologizing." He
Good.
said,
Right.
What I will do though, I will open the doors for debate and conversation.
Bring it on.
He said, "Bring some rabbis
Bring
on my show,
Bishop.
and we'll conversate and
Right.
educate me. If I'm wrong, then educate me. But I'm not going to apologize for what I think is right."
Wow. Hey, Cap.
That's what all black men should say. And if you have a speaking platform, you just contact Israel United in Christ.
Bring it on.
Okay, and you invite Bishop Nathaniel on your platform.
That's right.
Okay,
This thing going.
plain and simple.
That's
You see
right.
how easy that is? All you gotta do is just type it up,
That's it.
IsraelUnite.org, and give us an open invitation.
Right,
What the hell
right.
is so hard? What's taking
Exactly.
y'all so
They
long?
never want
What
to
the
do
hell
it.
are you doing, Nick
Bring it
Cannon?
on.
They
Huh?
never want to do
What
it.
are y'all doing?
Right.
Y'all better hurry up, man. Stop
Yeah.
playing games with the Most High.
Like
Hey,
you
go to-
saying, Cap,
go to 28 minutes.
At some point, we got to stand up as a people.
Right.
At some point, we just can't keep letting them shut us down because we already know that's a fear tactic that they use every
Right.
time, anti-Semitic.
Right.
Yep.
Come
Go,
on,
go
man.
to 28 minutes. Watch
We
how
are
bold
Shemitic.
this is. This is bold. 28 minutes. Yeah, right there is good.
We stand tall, we stand proud, and we only kneel to Almighty God.
Oh, you will. You're right about that. Esau, you are 100% right about that. You will. You will
Right.
be kneeling. You'll be doing more than that. Give me
Right.
Revelation 3, verse 9.
Bring it out.
That's right.
Give me Revelation 3, verse 9. You're absolutely. Hey, I think for once, Esau just told the truth.
He just told the truth.
I don't believe it.
Right.
For
He
once,
told
he
the
just
truth.
told the truth.
Yes.
But you know what? He's thinking about Caesar Borgia.
Yes.
Yeah, he think about
He's
Caesar
thinking about
Borgia.
Caesar Borgia.
What's the
Because
scripture?
when they see Christ, they're gonna be like, "What the front?"
Right.
And they ain't gonna want to bow down. But we're gonna make
Right.
them bow down. That rod of
Right.
iron is gonna be in their hand.
Yeah.
Cracking against a lot of craniums.
Christ is a nigger.
Nigger!
Yeah, right.
Jasper, what the hell is that coming out of the sky, Jasper?
Right.
What the hell?
Hey, what was
man.
that quote from Django that I'll kill that gaboon?
I'll
Yeah.
string him up. I'll string up that damn gaboon my damn self. I'm gonna clip that gaboon. And you ain't clipping Christ. You
clipping
ain't stringing
nothing
up
at all.
Christ. You ain't hanging Christ. You ain't doing none of that.
Right, right.
Christ is coming back with his full force.
It
He's
ain't
not
happening.
gonna meet you as a man.
And he said he's gonna meet you alone.
That's right.
Yes.
Treadeth the wine press alone.
Right.
That's right.
And he ain't talking about grapes.
Right.
All right.
The
Go
book
ahead.
of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet.
So God said, so he was right about the kneeling part.
Yes.
Exactly.
But you're not going to be looking at us in the eyes.
Not at all.
Both eyes is going to be pointed right down.
That's right.
Read that last part again. Read it again, the whole verse.
Behold.
I think this is therapy right here. This verse right here is better than Bellevue.
Oh, yeah.
This is better than Zoloft,
Right.
Exactly.
Prozac, any medication that you heard of.
This that good
This
stuff.
is this is that good stuff.
Yes.
This is better than Kush and all that weed y'all be
Right,
smoking out there in the
right.
world.
It's
Oh, this is therapy right here, man. Read it again.
Yes, sir.
real comfort.
The book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet,
Damn. Come on. There's more.
and to know that I have loved thee.
Who did God love? The 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians of slave descent.
That's right.
Get me Philippians 2 verse 10. I want Philippians 2 verse 10.
Yes, sir. The book of Philippians, chapter 2 and verse 10. That at the name of Jesus, every knee should bow.
Every knee is going to bow down. All nations, not just Esau, all nations on this planet Earth is going to bow down to Jesus Christ, the black Messiah that you read about in Revelation chapter 1 verse 14. Every knee.
That's
Go ahead.
right. And that at the name of Jesus, every knee should bow of things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth.
Damn, and things under the earth. Get me 2 verse 1. No, actually, no. Don't get me to verse 1.
Okay.
All right, drop that.
Yes, sir.
Unbelievable.
All right. Now, he touched on some stuff.
Read verse 11. Read verse 11.
Verse 11. And that every tongue should confess that Jesus Christ is Lord.
Read.
To the glory of God the Father.
This is beautiful, man. That right there, that sounds like a lovely music.
That's relaxed.
That's beautiful right there.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
That's it. All right, go to 28 and 29. And we're going to go to 30:17.
That was beautiful, Cap. That was beautiful.
Yes.
That was,
Thank you. That's some good therapy. Hey, you should call me. I should put an MD behind my name.
exactly.
Right,
exactly.
right.
I should put
Captain
I should
MD.
I should have an MD
It's-
somewhere.
it's
or
already
I should
there,
be
Cap.
a psychiatrist.
Captain
It's
Isaac
already there,
MD.
Cap.
Captain Isaac MD. There we go. There we go. This is the medicine, giving you that medicine, the Bible.
Good medicine.
Right.
Come on.
Because we're sick out here, Cap. We need you.
Absolutely. Come on.
Those who seek to erase our heritage want Americans to forget our pride and our great dignity so that we can no longer understand ourselves or America's destiny. In toppling the heroes of 1776, they seek to dissolve the bonds of love and loyalty that we feel for our country and that we feel for each other. Their goal is not a better America. Their goal is to end America.
That's right.
What they
Hey,
booing
that's
for?
the
I don't
same-
get it.
Yo,
What they
those
booing
boos
for?
sound familiar. That was the same boo when Barack Obama won his first election and McCain came out. And McCain was telling everybody, look, I lost. Support him. Everybody was like, no,
Right,
boo,
right.
the nigger, no,
Right.
nigger.
Damn,
Right.
Gaboon.
Damn, gaboon. Yo, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Its
man.
place, they want power for themselves. But just as patriots did in centuries past, the American people will stand in their way, and we will win, and win quickly and with great dignity.
Damn. Nope. Sorry. Try again.
Right.
The pride of thine heart,
That's
man.
right.
Get me Jeremiah 49:16. Good Lord.
Sheesh.
The pride, the pride, the pride of thine heart.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 49 and verse 16. What? Thy terribleness hath deceived thee,
Your terribleness have deceived you, Esau. Come on.
and the pride of thine heart,
Also the pride of your heart. Go ahead.
O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock,
Hence the name Caucasians from the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia. Come on.
that holdest the height of the hill,
Fly on every high hill. Come on.
though thou should makest thy nest as high as the eagle,
As high as the eagle. Make your nest as high as the eagle. You got skyscrapers. You got the landing of the moon. Now you have Elon Musk talking about they want to colonize Mars.
Mars.
Wow. And how befitting is that?
Right.
You want to colonize the red planet, the red people on the red planet.
Right.
How befitting is that? Wow.
Right.
Prophecy. Come on.
Right on.
I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord.
And the Most High ain't playing. The Most High has a
That's right.
sign on the moon, on the moon, and on the other planets that says no trespass.
That's right.
And you want to break that? Okay. Well, he has to fulfill prophecy.
That's right.
So please, Elon Musk, go ahead.
That's
Donald
right.
Trump with the space program, go ahead. The pride of thine heart has deceived thee.
Yes.
They playing right into the Most High's hand, and that's a beautiful thing because even if they wanted to stop, they can't stop.
That's right.
Because the Most High is hardening your heart the same way he did to Pharaoh.
That's right.
Okay, all praises to the Most High. This is a beautiful chess game.
Yes.
Ain't checkers. Notice I said chess, not
Yes,
checkers.
chess.
We just got to make sure we play our part.
Give me Romans 9 and 17. I just because they ain't gonna be able to change this, and you're not gonna be able to change them either, because the Most High had already said in their heart what they're supposed to do.
Right.
Read on.
The book of Romans, chapter 9. For this same purpose have I raised thee up.
That's the reason why the Most High God raised up America. That's the reason why he raised up Babylon. That's the reason why he raised up Egypt.
That's
Read.
right. That I might show my power in thee.
So that's why he gave him all that power, so he can make a name for himself.
Yes. At the end of the day, all glory must go to the Most High. in
That's
Christ.
right.
That's right.
There's going to be no nations, no kindreds that's going to be able to overtake America. God is
right.
going to have to take down America. He said, I'm going to make you the most superpower on the earth, the baddest nation, Navy SEALs, Team 6, Green Berets, Delta Force, mercenaries here, thermonuclear missiles there,
Right.
and I'm gonna be the one to take you down
That's
all
right.
alone.
That's-
One black man,
Yes.
Jesus the Christ.
All praise.
Damn.
That's nice.
Damn, that's beautiful. I'm telling you, that's some therapy. I'm gonna sleep good tonight after this. I am gonna sleep good tonight after this class.
All
man.
praise. Finish that out,
Come on.
Yaku, before we
Now,
finish.
one other thing, because in all of this, they keep talking about America, but now they got to throw the Negroes in. Go to 3027. Go to 3027 real quick. Watch who they begin to throw in.
Principles that propelled the abolition of slavery and ultimately around the world ending an evil institution that had plagued humanity for thousands and thousands of years. Our opponents would tear apart the very documents that Martin Luther King used to express his dream and the ideas that
Why the
were
hell they
the
keep
founding-
always bringing up
Right,
Luther
there
King?
it is.
They never bring up his last speech,
Right.
when he said he felt he integrated his people into a burning house.
Right. Yes.
And if he's so important now, why the hell did you kill him? And it was a
Right.
plot to kill him.
Yes.
Okay, it was a plot to kill him, a big plot.
Yes.
You killed him, and now the man is dead. You want to quote him,
Right.
when you're the same people that killed him.
Yes.
Oh man, unbelievable hypocrisy.
That's how tough this is. Okay, go out of that. Let's go to the next piece. We're gonna go wind down to the piece where you talked about, Cat. Their dreams. No. Go out. Let's go to, because towards the end of the speech, somewhere around 36 minutes or so, he spoke about a new space force and soon going to Mars.
And
Go ahead.
leaving y'all Negroes behind.
Yeah, right around.
No other place. We are the culture that put up the Hoover Dam, laid down the highways, and sculpted the skyline of Manhattan. We are the people who dreamed a spectacular dream. It was called Las Vegas in the Nevada desert. Who built up Miami from the Florida marsh, and who carved our heroes into the face of Mount Rushmore. Americans harnessed electricity, split the atom, and gave the world the telephone and the internet. We settled the Wild West, won 2 world wars, landed American astronauts on the moon, and one day, very soon,
Here we go.
we will plant our flag on Mars.
And it's not talking about you're not included in that,
Right.
Negroes. He said we'll plant our flag on Mars.
Our flag.
Yeah.
Damn.
Exactly.
He said we will plant our flag,
Our flag.
on Mars.
Just like the 4th of July, we wasn't included in that either.
Yes.
The hell is this?
I don't
So
know why
go
y'all
out
keep
of this.
celebrating that.
Let's go and see, because what he said very soon, right? Go to the story. Let's go to the Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, just play that real quick, because it started with Reagan first. It started with Reagan, and it's going to finish. Trump is going to finish Reagan's dreams. Go ahead.
In our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think...
That's all I wanted.
Sheesh.
Okay, he's talking about the IFOs. He's talking about the chariots of God being a universal threat
Right.
to bring mankind together to fight against Jesus the Christ, as it is written in the Holy Bible. Okay, get me the next one about the U.S. Space Force. Wow. So Trump said we are going to plant our flag on Mars, the red planet for the red people.
Sometime very soon.
Damn. And you know, it only takes 6 months to get to Mars from the Earth.
Oh,
That's what they say. 6 months.
damn.
U.S. Space Force, 6th branch of the armed service. Go down. So Trump signed the 2020 National Defense Authorization Act, and with it directed the establishment of the U.S. Space Force as the 6th branch of the armed forces. So it's being established. Okay, get me the next one, the next article. This is by Elon Musk. Most of you heard of Tesla,
Right.
right?
That's the guy back in Kanye, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
So look, it says Mars and beyond. There's some good stocks though, if y'all can afford it. It's about $1,500 semi-dollars for one share. It went from $17 in 2010 to $1,500 something dollars a share. Bank. All right. So you want to wake up in the morning and think the future is going to be great, and that's what being a spacefaring civilization is all about. It's about believing in the future and thinking that the future will be better than the past. And I can't think of anything more exciting than going out there and being among the stars. Go down. Why Mars? Why Mars? It's the red planet.
Right.
It reminds them of them. It reminds
Like my daddy.
them of Esau. Why Mars? At an average distance of 140 million miles, Mars is one of the Earth's closest habitable neighbors. Mars is about half again as far from the sun as Earth is, so it still has decent sunlight. It is a little cold, but we can warm it up. Its atmosphere is primarily CO2 with some nitrogen and argon and a few other trace elements, which means that we can grow plants on Mars just by compressing the atmosphere. Gravity on Mars is about 38% of that of the Earth. So you would be able to lift heavy things and bound around. Hey, jump around like it's a trampoline.
Right.
Why don't you? Furthermore, the day is remarkably close to that of Earth. So their day length is about 24 hours, the same thing like the Earth. Go down. Average, average distance from Earth, 225 MKM. Down, go down. So it takes about 6 months to get to Mars. Okay, 2 moons or 14 orbiting satellites. So this is the Starship. This is what they're trying to. Starship will be the world's most powerful launch vehicle ever developed, with the ability to carry in excess of 100 metric tons to Earth orbit, drawing on an extensive history of launch vehicle and engine development programs. Go down. To Mars and back. Okay, go down. Go down. Let's get some more. Look at that thing right there. I don't know how many people could fit in that. It's going to be all Esau with probably one Jake.
Right.
Hey, Captain,
Feeling comfortable.
Right.
Captain, they can barely take the weather in Israel. They trying to go to Mars.
Hey, let it happen. It's prophecy.
Right.
We want that thing to happen.
Right.
We should be rooting. Yay, Esau. You do it, man.
Right.
You do it, man. You colonize those Mars. You go over there, man.
That's right.
While you're at it, get Pluto, too.
Right.
Wow.
Don't forget Uranus.
Yeah.
All right. So on orbit refilling, Starship leverages tanker vehicles, essentially the Starship spacecraft minus the windows. Go down, go down, go down. That's it. It can't go any lower. Landing on Mars. Let me watch the simulation. Let's see. Sometime we need some visual aid. Let's watch it. Any volume? No volume. Okay, so is this all right? It's going. It's going. It's going.
They've done a
It's
real
going.
diligent search.
Diligent search. It's going. It's going. It's going. And it has landed. The Eagle has landed.
Wow.
So they already calculated the distance, how much fuel is going to take to get there, how many people it could hold,
Right.
the pressure of the atmosphere. They already calculated everything, man. Unbelievable. Okay, go ahead. Wow, they already know how it's going to land and everything. Wow. From Elon Musk, the genius.
Sheesh.
Hey, get me Obadiah. This is what I said, let it be. We should be rooting for this thing.
That's right. Sir.
Black people, you should be happy. You should be happy that the white man is trying to colonize Mars.
Right.
Shouldn't be mad. Come on. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 4.
The book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle,
Come on.
and though thou set thy nest among the stars,
Come on.
thence will I bring thee down saith the Lord.
Thence will I bring you down, saith the Lord.
That's
so let
right.
it be.
That's
Prophecy got to be fulfilled.
That's right.
All right? Prophecy must be fulfilled. Okay? So all praises to the Most High, man. All praises to the Most High. That was some good info. You did a good job.
All praise.
All
to the
praise.
Most
Give him a
High.
hand clap. Give him a hand clap.
Give him a hand clap. Like Lava said, clap for yourself.
Clap your hands for yourself.
I'm learning from you, Cap. I'm learning
Clap
from
your
you.
hands
All
for
praises to the
yourself.
Most High. That was good. Good research, brother. Good research. As you know, brothers and sisters, we never leave you empty-handed. Of course, we got our ostrich of the week, like we have every week. So, who's the ostrich of the week?
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Jada.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Hey, man,
Wow.
that was my girl in Menace to Society.
Yeah.
And what else? Was it Set It Off?
Yeah,
Was
set
she
it
in
off.
Set It Off?
Set It Off.
Set It
Yeah,
Off.
Set It
Menace
Off,
to
Stormy.
Society.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell happened.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know what happened.
That
man.
Scientology is
Esau happened. That's what happened.
Esau. Yeah, I got the best.
So go ahead, bring it out.
Yeah. For anybody that's been paying attention this week, just to bring out why she's an ostrich. The guy in the captioned picture is a singer, and he is the friend of her son, Jaden. And there was a time that she and Will had an issue. They had split up for a while, and in order to find
No divorce. They just separated.
no divorce, just separated, in order to find some happiness,
Meaning the rod.
Yes.
The rod of reproof.
rod of reproof, she decided to sleep with her son's friend.
Damn.
And then
She called it an entanglement. She was entangled.
she was entangled.
She was entangled.
I'm sure.
She was very.
He was
entangled.
27.
She was entangled, all right.
He entangled her. But she said she got entangled, and they brought it out on live TV.
That was the worst, man.
Yes.
Hey, that was the worst. Hey,
In
you know
front
what's
of the
crazy,
world.
man? 50 Cent reached out to Will Smith to see how he was doing, and they were talking, and he was like, damn, but why she did it like that, like
Right.
live like that. And at one point, he looked like he had some tears in his eyes,
Right. Yeah, he did.
But I'm pretty sure he did his dirt, too, because they said he smashed Robbie Laurie, the Edomite girl that played in The Wolf of Wall Street. She was Leonardo DiCaprio's wife. In that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that he was blazing that.
Oh.
But
She played in the other movie with him, too.
Yeah,
Focus.
the who?
Focus.
Oh, I never seen that.
The gambling movie, they were hustlers. They were schemers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
So,
that movie.
damn, it's crazy. Just adultery all over the place.
Right.
Entangled. I got entangled by the penis.
And then they said that they're in the best place of their relationship after all of these years.
This is why we need the Bible. Because
Yes,
if he was in the truth, then that's a definite divorce. Okay? Just straight up adultery. Now, she's walking around
Will.
with this. How old was his brother? 16?
He was in his 20s.
He was in his 20s.
Yes. Yeah. But he's best friends, or one of the best friends of her son.
With DNA. She got his DNA.
Yes.
And she can't do nothing about that DNA. So, all right, well, you just got to swap DNA.
Wow.
Ostrich of the week.
Ostrich.
Hey, can I
of
get
the
that sound effect again?
Bring that noise. Bring that noise.
All right. Okay. All praises to the Most High. Brothers and sisters, thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe to In the Scripts on YouTube, In the Scripts on Facebook, IUIC Dallas on YouTube, IUIC Dallas on Facebook. Also, IUIC in the Classroom on YouTube. We're trying to reach 100,000 subscribers.
Yes.
That's IUIC in the Classroom on YouTube,
Subscribe.
and IUIC in the Classroom on Facebook. All right. Continue to support. Shout outs to the Booster Club. All praises to the Most High. Booster Club. Continue doing what you're doing. All right. Which is definitely showing your level of faith in this truth. All right. We're going to close it out on that. Thank you for tuning in to In the Scripts. Reloaded.
You are listening to In the Scripts. Reloaded.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. The Israelites have been scattered across the four corners of the earth, as prophesied in Deuteronomy.